tell us a little bit about what age range is this affecting women? That way the warning signs and women out there know.
Well, and this is really more of a middle-aged women problem, you know, because if you think about it, stress urinary incontinence, a lot of it has to do with just weakened pelvic muscles that could be related to surgeries like a hysterectomy that normally middle-aged women have. And pelvic organ prolapse, it's really tied to childbirth. So, you know, this is kind of targeting more women that have had children or have had other surgeries dealing with their pelvic area. So more middle-aged than anything.
So they're installing these meshes in women, and they're defective. I want to know who's behind this. Who's installing defective devices in women? I want to know the manufacturers.
Well, there's 7 manufacturers actually. There's Ethicon, which is a division of Johnson & Johnson. It's CR Bard, American Medical Systems, Boston Scientific, Gynacare, Mentor Corporation, and Tyco Cavadyne.
Now, are these symptoms linked to any of these manufacturers?
No, the FDA specifically said in the July 2011 amended warning that the complications hasn't been linked to one particular manufacturer. So if you've had any mesh implanted in you for pelvic organ prolapse or stress urinary incontinence, you're at risk for serious complications.
And if you're having complications, what is a person to do right away? I mean, you know, if they've had this, what are they currently doing about it, and what should they do about it?
Well, and you know, first and foremost, you know, we at the Cartwright Law Firm, we want a woman to protect herself. So we always say, go and see your doctor. If you have a primary care physician, a gynecologist, or even the implanting doctor. You know, and one of the big questions that we get asked is, well, should they remove the mesh? And we can't answer that. I'm not a doctor. And the doctor will actually have to determine what this mesh has done, you know, to your pelvic area. But also, you know, she should contact the Cartwright Law Firm, you know, or if you know of someone who's had transvaginal mesh implanted, you should contact the Cartwright Law Firm for them. Again, we have females on our staff that are ready and willing to take phone calls. We understand this is confidential, private information that's probably difficult to talk about, but everything remains confidential. And you know, us at the Cartwright Law Firm, we have 25 years of experience dealing with these defective medical products. So it's something that we're committed to and we're very passionate about.
Well, I mean, so right now, if my mom is experiencing pain and she doesn't want to talk to the Cartwright, you know, she's obviously going to be very private about it, I could call for my mother. You could.
And, you know, too, with women who don't feel comfortable contacting the attorney, let's just say you've never filed a lawsuit before, you can always go to our website. It's at www.dcartwrightlaw.com, and you can obtain more information there. And there's a direct link on our webpage to obtain more information about the transvaginal mesh. And if you you know, speak Spanish or you read in Spanish better, there's actually a tab at the top of our homepage, and it changes. It says Espanol. It'll change the entire website into Spanish, so you can read the information in Spanish.
Let's say a woman has the transvaginal mesh right now, and maybe she's not experiencing these symptoms.
Yeah.
What do you recommend for them?
I would recommend for her still, to go to her doctor and inform the doctor that she's had the placement of the transvaginal mesh, but also she should contact the Cartwright Law Firm. And why I say that is because you have a case, regardless of whether you're experiencing problems or not. You have a defective medical device in you, so you're going to have a case.
So if you have this transvaginal mesh inside of you, it's defective. They're all defective, and you need to do something about it. If you're at home and you have this, you really need to call the Cartwright Law Firm. Call your doctor immediately, because obviously this is affecting a lot of women, and women need to know and be informed, and that's what we're doing here on the Right to Know. Tell us a little bit more about these types of claims.
Well, you know, when it comes to this type of claim, there's actually a 2-year statute of limitations to file a claim against the manufacturer. The statute of limitations essentially is like a clock. So once something happens, once that suit starts running, that clock starts running. And so essentially women have until July 2013, which would be 2 years after the FDA issued its updated serious complication warning, to file a lawsuit. But you know, I tell women all the time, you know, don't wait until right before. You need to act now. These cases take a while to build themselves up, and there's a lot of information that we need. So, You know, even if you're not experiencing complications, you still need to act, because if you don't act, your legal rights will be barred. And for whatever reason, if you start experiencing serious complications in 2014 and don't file a lawsuit, you're barred from ever filing a lawsuit. So you will not be able to seek any kind of recourse against these manufacturers.